Dear students, welcome to our fourth lecture of unit number 5 of industrial pharmacy, and the topic for today's lecture is regulatory requirements and approval procedure for new drugs in India. Okay. So, first is we are studying about the regulatory organization in country. See, different countries have different regulatory organization. Okay, as in the United States it is US FDA, US Food and Drug Administration. In India the regulatory organization is CDSCO, Central Drug Standard Control Organization. In the Europe it is EMEA, that is European Agency for the Evaluation of Medicinal Products. In the Sri Lanka it is MOH. In the Nepal it is DDA, that is Department of Drug Administration. Okay. So, all the applications, that is whether they are for to get the license for import of any drug, whether they are related to the approval of conduction of clinical trial, whether they are related to the manufacturing of fixed dose combination, or whether they are related to the manufacturing of any drug and cosmetics, the application will be reviewed by the respective drug regulatory authority. Okay. So, in India the drug regulatory authority is CDSCO. So, all the application, whether it is for grant of license, whether it is related to the approval, or whether it is related to the conduction of clinical trial, whether it is related to the fixed dose combination, or it is related to the cancellation of license or appeal against the cancellation of license, all the application will be submitted to the CDSCO in India. Now, coming on the types of drug application. See, there are 4 different types of drug application. So, these drug applications are, first is IND. What is IND? Investigational new drug application. Next is NDA. NDA is what? New drug application. Third one is ANDA. What is ANDA? Abbreviated new drug application. Last one is the BLA. It is the biologic license application. Okay. IND, that is investigational new drug application, as the name indicate, it is related to conduct the investigation on the new drug. Okay. See, when a new molecule is getting is screened out and it was found to have certain pharmacological activity, then first step for the drug development on this is non-clinical drug development, and in the non-clinical drug development there will be animal pharmacology and toxicology study. Okay. And if in the animal pharmacology and toxicology study the drug is found to be used in animals, drug is found to be safe for use in animals, then the sponsor or the applicants will seek the permission to get the to conduct the clinical trials on the same drug product. So as to use the same product in human. Okay. So, to test the products in human. Okay. The sponsor want to test the safety of this drug product in the human, and for this the sponsor will apply for the INDA, that is investigational new drug application, and this application is submitted to conduct get the approval for the conduction of clinical trial. Okay. Next is the NDA. What is NDA? NDA is new drug application. Okay. As IND is related to the conduction of clinical trial, and if the company gets the IND approval, after that the clinical trials will be conducted on the same drug product. Okay. And we obtain the data related to the clinical study reports will be, we will get, and on the basis of this clinical study reports and the data received from the non-clinical drug development, we will the sponsor or company will apply for the NDA. What is NDA? New drug application, and this new drug application will be submitted for getting the approval to launch a product into the market. Okay. This application is for getting the approval to launch the drug into the market. So, this is known as the NDA. Next is the ANDA. What is ANDA? Abbreviated new drug application. Okay. This is related to the generic drugs. Okay. New drug application is related to the new products or new molecules that is getting screened out, but ANDA is related to the abbreviated new drug product and it is related to the generic. Okay. And these generic are also known as the abbreviated. Okay. Next type of application is BLA, that is biologic license applications. Okay. So, there are 4 different types of application: IND, NDA and ANDA. The purpose of IND is to get the permission for the conduction of clinical trial. The purpose of NDA is to get the permission to launch the drug in the market. Purpose of ANDA is what? To get the permission to launch the generic drug product into the market. Okay. So, next coming on the new drug approval. So, what is new drug approval? So, as I have told you that to launch a drug in the Indian market, any company, any person or any sponsor or any organization that should needs to get the authorization from the Drug Regulatory Authority of India. Okay. And what is the Drug Regulatory Authority of India? CDSCO. CDSCO is the Drug Regulatory Authority of India, and the sponsor, the organization or the person that needs to seek the permission from the DCGI also. What is DCGI? Drug Controller General of India. So, this process of getting the permission to launch the new drug into the market from the respective drug regulatory authority is known as the new drug approval process. What is new drug approval process? The process of getting the drug product to launch in the market is known as the new drug approval process. Okay. And this permission the sponsor, the organization will get from the respective regulatory authority, and this respective drug regulatory authority is CDSCO. Okay. So, the new drug approval process is 2-phase process, and the first phase is clinical trials and second phase is for the market authorization of the drug. Okay. Firstly, when a drug molecule is screened out or a certain pharmacological activity is found in the new molecule, the first step is known clinical studies of drug, and when the known clinical studies of drug are completed, and by these known clinical studies the sponsor or organization will get the assurance about the efficacy and safety of the product. Okay. So, firstly, known clinical studies of the drugs are completed to ensure the efficacy and safety, and then application to conduct the clinical trial is submitted for the to the competent authority of the concerned country. Okay. As I have told you, in the drug development process, the first step is known clinical drug development, okay. Second step is IND, next step is clinical drug development, and last is the NDA. Okay. So, to get a product launched into the market, these are the steps. When a molecule is found to have certain pharmacological activity, then this molecule will go known clinical drug development stage, and in this stage the animal pharmacology and toxicology testings are done on the drug product. Okay. And with the help of these known clinical studies, the sponsor or the companies will get the efficacy and safety data of the drug product. Okay. Will get the optimized dose of the drug product, and after this the applicant or the sponsor wants to try these drug product on human. Okay. For this the application is submitted and that application is known as the INDA, investigational new drug application. These investigational new drug application are of two types basically, commercial and non-commercial. Commercial INDA is for getting the permission for marketing of the drug product, but non-commercial INDA is related to the research. Okay. So, non-commercial IND is of three types, that is emergency used IND, treatment used IND. Okay. So, this after getting the INDA approval, the drug product will go in the clinical drug development stage, and in the clinical drug development stage there will be clinical trials conduction. Okay. Clinical trials will be conducted on the respective drug product and drug will undergoes all the 4 phases of studies, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. Okay. After getting the data from these clinical drug development stage, the sponsor will get the assurance whether the drug is safe for use in human or not. If the results are positive, drug is found to be safe for use in humans, then the sponsor or applicant will apply for the NDA, that is new drug approval process. Okay. For getting this new drug approval process, the sponsor has to submit the data of the non-clinical drug development stage also the clinical drug development stage. Okay. The sponsor have to submit the all the data that is coming from the all the studies performed on the respective drug product. Okay. And after reviewing the data that is obtained from the different study reports, the CDSCO is authorized to giving the permission for the new drug approval process. So, to launch the new drug product into the market, we seek the permission from CDSCO, and the process of getting the permission from the CDSCO to launch the product into the market is known as the new drug approval process. Okay. So, this new drug approval process is 2-phase process. First phase is clinical trial and second phase is marketing authorization of drug. Okay. So, firstly non-clinical studies of the drug are completed to ensure the efficacy and safety, and after this application for conduct of clinical trial is submitted to the competent authority of the concerned country. So, application to conduct the clinical trial is submitted in the form of IND, that is investigational new drug application, means this application is related to the conduction of investigation on the drug product. It is related to the conduction of clinical trials on the drug product, that is why it is called as the investigational new drug application. Okay. So, when the non-clinical studies of the drug are completed to ensure the efficacy and safety, after that application for conduct of clinical trial is submitted to the competent authority of the concerned country. Thereafter, the clinical trials can be conducted, and these clinical trials will be conducted in the 4 phases, that is phase 1 to phase 4, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. So, these studies are performed to ensure the safety, efficacy and optimizing the dose of drug in human. Okay, to optimize the dose of drug in human, so as to obtain the best result from the drug product. Okay. And after the completion of clinical studies of the drug, an application to the competent authority of the concerned country for the approval of the drug for marketing is submitted. Okay. First step is what? Non-clinical drug development stage. After the completion of non-clinical studies, the clinical trials will be conducted, and these trials will be conducted in the 4 phases, and after after getting the data from the clinical trial reports, after performing these studies and after getting the assurance about the efficacy, safety and optimization of dose of drug, the next step will be for the approval of the drug for the marketing, and this is the process for getting the approval of drug for the marketing, and the process is known as the new drug approval process. Okay. For the new drug approval process, the competent authority will review the application and approve the drug for marketing only if the drug is found to be safe and effective in human being, or the drug have more desirable effects as compared to the adverse effect. Okay. If after the conduction of clinical trial, the drug product has found to be to exert the more desirable effect as compared to the adverse effect, only then the competent authority can approve the drug for the marketing. Okay. And even after the approval of the new drug, government should monitor its safety due to the appearance of some side effects when it is used in the larger population. Okay. If the NDA approval is granted and the drug is marketed into the drug is launched into the market, after that also the the progress of that drug is also observed by the government, so as to know about the other side effect that came when the drug is exposed to the larger population. Okay. And the interaction with other drugs which were not assessed in the pre-marketing research trials and its adverse effect. Okay. So, this is the process of approval of the new drug. In this is the applicant, and applicant has to fill the IND. IND is for what? The IND application is submitted to the CDSCO for getting the permission to conduct the clinical trial. Okay. And also for conduction of clinical trial, an application or protocol should also be submitted to the ethical committee. Okay. This ethical committee will prepare a report on the basis of the study protocol that is submitted to this, and within the 12 week this ethical committee will give the permission to conduct the clinical trial. Okay. So, IND application is submitted to the headquarter of the CDSCO, and this application will be examined by the new drug division. Okay. So, this application will be reviewed by the IND committee, and on the basis of recommendation of DCGI, on the recommendation of Drug Controller General of India, this IND application will be approved, and after getting the approval from the IND, we will get the permission, the sponsor will get the permission to conduct the clinical trial, and before conduction of clinical trial, the sponsor should get the permission from the Animal Ethical Committee also, or Institutional Review Board also. Okay. And after getting from permission from the ethical committee, the clinical trials will be started, and after getting the results from the clinical trials, if the results that are obtained from the clinical trials are found to be positive, the data that is coming from the clinical trial reports is the drug is found to have more desirable effects as compared to the adverse effect, then the CDSCO will give the permission for the NDA, for the new drug registration, and on the basis of recommendation the license for the new drug approval is granted. Okay. So, this is the process of new drug approval in India. Next is the new drug application process. See, new drug application is received by the agency. New drug application is submitted to the CDSCO in the format prescribed by the CTD, in the CTD format. What is CTD? Common Technical Document. Okay. So, this application will be received by the regulatory agency or the regulatory authority in the format given by the CTD. Okay. So, after getting the application, the review committee will screen this application, will screen out this application for the technical requirements, for the technical details, and the application undergoes the technical screening to ensure the sufficient data have been provided with respect to the each module of CTD just to support the application. Okay. And after reviewing this application, there can be 3 possible outcomes, and these possible outcomes can be not approvable, approvable and approval. Okay. Not approvable means not approvable outcome consists of the reasons for rejection of application. In case of not approvable, a letter will be sent to the applicant or the sponsor or the organization describing the reasons for rejection of application. Okay. In the approvable outcome means the application can be approved, but with minor variations, and last one is the approval. In the approval, this means this application can be approved. Okay. So, new drug application process consists of 3 simple steps. First is this new drug application is received by the agency in the CTD format, and this application undergoes the technical screening to ensure that sufficient data has been provided with respect to the each module of the CTD. And CTD has 5 modules, module 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, the data should be provided according to the modules of the CTD to support the application. And after screening this application, there can be 3 types of possible outcomes, and these outcomes are not approvable, approvable and approval. So, not approvable, in case of not approvable outcome, a letter will be sent to the applicant or the sponsor or the organization describing the reasons for rejection of application, describing the deficiency of the documents. Next is the approvable outcome. In case of approvable outcome, this the letter will be sent to the applicant describing the that your application can be approved, but with minor variation, means the sponsor have to do some minor changes or have to incorporate some minor variations in the product. Last one is the approval. In case of approval, the result will be that your application will be approved. Okay. So, these are the 3 possible outcomes for the new drug application process. Next is the departments involved. So, there are 4 different types of departments are involved in the new drug approval process, and these are DCGI, DTAB, DCC and GEAC. What is DCGI? Drug Controller General of India. It is Drug Controller General of India. DTAB, Drug Technical Advisory Board. DCC is Drug Consultative Committee. GEAC is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. So, what is the function of DCGI? See, all the matters, whether they are related to the approval of clinical trial, whether they are related to licensing of import of new drug or introduction of new drug or manufacturing of new drug or marketing of the new drug, all the matters are handled by the DCGI. Okay. All the matters related to the conduction of clinical trial, related to the license for the import of drug, related to the license for manufacturing of drug or related to the marketing of the new drug product are handled by the DCGI. Next is the DTAB, that is Drug Technical Advisory Board. So, it is the advisory board which has technical experts, and on the all technical matters the advices will be given to the government. Okay. DTAB consists of advisory board, and all the technical device all the advices on the technical matters to the government are provided by this DTAB agency. Next is the DCC, that is Drug Consultative Committee. This committee has state and central control drug officials as its members, and it ensures the uniformity of the provisions in India. This committee ensures the uniformity of the provisions in India. Next is the GEAC, that is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. So, this committee assesses the biosafety and environment safety of the biotechnological products. Okay. 4 departments are involved in the in the new drug approval process. These are DCGI, DTAB, DCC and GEAC. DCGI is related to the means it all the technical matters or all the matters with related to the license, related to the conduction of clinical trial, related to the licensing for the import of new drug or manufacturing of new drug or marketing of new drug are handled by the DCGI. DTAB is Drug Technical Advisory Board. It consists of a advisory board that give the advices on all the technical matters to the government. Next is DCC, Drug Consultative Committee. It has various central and state drug control officials as its members, and it ensures the uniformity of the provisions in India. GEAC is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, and it ensures the biosafety and environment safety of the biotechnological products. So, here are some new drug application forms and rules. In the form, there are 6 different types of form. Form number 44, it is for the application for permission to import, manufacture or to begin a new clinical trial. Form number 122A, it is for the application for permission to import new drug. 122B, application for approval to manufacture new drug other than the drugs classifiable under schedule C and C1. 122D, permission to import or manufacture fixed dose combination. 122DA, it is related to the application for permission to conduct clinical trial for the new drug. And last one is 122DB, it is related to the suspension and cancellation of permission or approval. So, this is all about the new drug approval process in India. Thank you.